Inec deliberately suppressing voters in units where I have strong supporters. Roosevelt. Gbadebo Roosevelt is the Labour Party governorship candidate in Lagos State. Okay, as a candidate, he just went out to carry out a survey of how the election is going on in some areas, and he has just confirmed that INEC is deliberately suppressing voters in units where he has strong supporters. That is the strategy the APC people have actually put together. It's obvious in Lagos that Lagos State government is working with INEC and working with the security operatives to favor the current APC administration in Lagos State. I'm telling you, they've gone to any length to do everything possible to make sure that they still keep Lagos, they still keep themselves in power. Okay, it's quite frustrating for Roosevelt today, having seen what happened, that all the areas where he was supposed to have strong vote, okay, against the APC, all those areas, people did not vote because they were all infested with thugs, political thugs, APC political thugs that did not allow other people to vote. They went as far as standing at the polling booth where people want to cast their vote, and then they will, with gun and bottle on the people's head, they will ask them, who do you want to vote for? And you say it, and you vote it there. And if you are not voting APC, you either go or you collect. You get your own beating. They were beating people, collecting people's phone, breaking people's head. A lot of people had blood stains today. Quite unfortunate. This violence has started a few days ago within the week, following the threat that MC Olomo made in Lagos, and still nothing is happening. MC Olomo is moving freely, as free as air, after issuing all those threats and after seeing that those threats were carried out today during the election period. Quite unfortunate. So now, Roosevelt has gone around, done inspection, and found that, yes, all the strong areas where he was supposed to get good votes that could project him, all those places were suppressed by INEC. Let's see how INEC did that. Okay. The Labour Party governorship candidate in Lagos, Gbadebo Roosevelt, popularly known as GRV, has lamented over the unpaid allowance of ad hoc staff by the Independent National Electoral Commission. Roosevelt opined that the unpaid allowance is a deliberate ploy by INEC to disrupt and manipulate the state's gubernatorial polls in favor of its preferred candidate. The Labour Party candidate said this while casting his vote in the early hours of today at polling unit PO 045 in Anifowoshe, Ikeja, Lagos State. Can you imagine? So he inquired and found that a lot of the annex staff were not working because they said they were not paid. And it was a deliberate attempt to not to pay those people, or to make sure that elections do not go well at those areas where Roosevelt was meant to be leading. Unfortunately, nobody worked in those areas, and so Roosevelt got, and his vote and his supporters were disenfranchised, a kind of. So according to Roosevelt, INEC staff at VGC are not venturing into the estates where their polling units are located to conduct electoral process. Instead, they waited at the junction expecting voters to come out. So that is the question. At the VGC in Lekki, in Lagos, they had a polling unit in there. They did not go there. Rather, the INEC staff stayed on the VGC junction along the express, asking everybody to come out to come and vote. Thousands of them to come out to the express to vote. How? And that express center is actually the area where the Ajah boys, the Ajah political thugs, that is their home. Because all the way from Ibrahim Adesoya down to Ajah flyover, all through Ikota shopping complex and VGC, down to Ikota Villa and to the toll gate, Chevron toll gate there, all those are infested with Ajah thugs. Okay. So how can you leave the polling unit that is inside the VGC estate and you are telling people to come out to the express? That is where you want to stay, because that is where they have aligned to stay with the thugs. Definitely inside the VGC, thugs will not be able to enter, and thugs will not be able to determine who votes and who does not vote, because that is a very seriously controlled environment. And that is why they did not want the INEC people to go in there. They want to stay on the road where the thugs can operate freely without anybody disturbing them. Because if they enter inside the estate, of course, thugs cannot operate inside the VGC estate. The security operatives will take them away and they will not succeed. And people will have opportunity to vote freely and the way they want to vote. That is why they stopped the INEC, or INEC people in alignment with the thugs, political thugs and APC, decided not to stay inside the VGC estate and choose to stay on the express. That is very bad. That is very bad. He also hinted at the fact that INEC officials are not yet present in Ali Mosho local government, where the bulk of his supporters here are located. Okay, Roosevelt narrated that all these are deliberate acts targeted towards suppressing voters in all areas where he stood a chance of bagging huge votes and probably be leading. There has been a lot of targeted voter suppression. Currently at VGC, the polling unit agents do not want to go into the estates. Instead, they are trying to get people to come to the express where they colluded with the thugs to disenfranchise them. This is illegal because INEC polling units are not on the highway. That is true. Also in Ali Mosho, as of 10 minutes ago, okay, that is at the early hours of the morning anyway, voting materials have not yet arrived. You will realize that everywhere that we are strong, either the materials are not available, like in Ali Mosho, or INEC officials are protesting that they have not been paid for the last election, so they are not going to fill. Can you imagine? So this is how bad it is in Lagos, how they disenfranchise the non-natives in Lagos, and even disenfranchise the Yorubas that actually wanted to vote Labour Party or PDP. They disenfranchised them. On this election, one thing that turns out to be very funny is that it looks like the election or the contest is between Labour Party and APC. Because I didn't see Jando, I didn't see PDP make noise anywhere. PDP did not just show up anywhere. The same way PDP has been suppressed over the years is the same way PDP has been suppressed now. They couldn't talk, they couldn't come out, nothing. So now it is obvious that what INEC is doing is working with the government, what they call them, with security operatives and with the incumbent government to rig this election, and they succeeded in doing that. Quite unfortunate, very terrible. Somebody saying, JRV, rest abeg, you can't win. You are not deserving of being Lagos State Governor. Can you imagine? Who deserves to be Lagos State Governor? And the person that is talking now could be somebody that has a very colossal destiny failure too, that does not have a bearing in his life. That could be person talking. Somebody say, why are you guys supporting evil? Yes, now, because evil is the in thing in Lagos. Evil has become good in Lagos. Yoruba ethnic bigot, such a big disgrace in Lagos. And that is true. It's quite a very big disgrace in Lagos. How many other tribes have enjoyed the freedom you enjoyed in Yoruba land? Go and sleep. What freedom is in the Yoruba land? There's no freedom in the Yoruba land. That is the truth. The thuggery and all kinds of criminality is the in thing in Lagos. And they call it a free place. It's not. It's not. It's not. So that is the experience of Roosevelt today, having gone around most of the polling units and most of the locations where he's supposed to be pulling very strong. Unfortunately, there were no elections in those places because INEC systematically suppressed voters in those locations, coupled with thuggery activities across the whole of Lagos, and especially targeting voter suppression in areas where Labour Party is meant to have huge votes. And they know it. So thank you for listening. Let's have a comment.